What's up, people? We are live here today, and we are coming from the Shire. Hopefully, you all can hear me. I think you all can hear me. Let's see here. Test 1, 2. Can you hear me? Less 1, 2. Hopefully, you can hear me. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. Check around right here. Test 1, 2. Yeah, I hope you can hear me. Testing 1, 2, 3. Mic test 1, 2. Thank you for joining us here on a live episode, our first live episode of Sean and Sean Talk About Shit. As you can see, I am missing the other Sean, but he is coming. So he'll be here in a second. We can get started on this election madness, the post-election madness. And yeah, this is going to be fun. This is an experiment for all of us. Tuck my shirt under. I don't like my shirt not being tucked. It's weird. But yeah, so we're gonna do this, and we're gonna see how everything goes. If you guys aren't familiar with the space here, this is what I call the Shire. This is my safe space. Welcoming you all to my safe space. Hopefully that you enjoy looking around. I'm sorry for the hot spot there on the TV. Hold on, let me move over. There we go. Oh, almost. There we go. All right. So we're gonna block that out a little bit. But yeah, we are live. Oh,
yo,
what up, bro? We live.
What's up with?
Chilling, bro.
Look at that. That looks incredible.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm trying to move that hot spot back there.
I feel like
we good.
It's solid. I feel like an actual podcast.
Yeah. This is what we do.
My gear look good.
Yeah, we in the Shire, bro. I was just telling them about the safe space that I'm inviting everybody into.
I'm with it, sir.
I don't know. Like, can you check the screen?
I'm finna jump on.
I want to know if I know we can be seen, but I don't know if we can be heard. But according to everything analytically,
we doing what we supposed to do.
We should be be able to be heard right now. You got your mic on, right?
Wait, did I turn the volume? I believe we shot.
Yep, you good.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah. Hopefully,
let me check out this YouTube stream and see if we.
So yeah. Let me check out. Oh, we sound good.
Yeah. I feel like I can hear us.
I feel like we can be heard.
Right. Let me go live on the Instagram real quick.
Yeah, are we recording this?
To let people know.
I think we're recording. I think YouTube automatically records, right?
I believe so. That's what I was told. Let's do it, man.
Yeah, but it's kind of cool to sit here and have like dead air because Casa and Nat does it all the time. Like,
we gotta say chat the whole bunch. You gotta lean forward and be like chat.
Oh
like,
my God.
It's nothing in the chat, but like.
So I feel like every day. Since I passed a certain age, is just another way for God to prove that I am old. I'm getting old.
What?
You know what I'm saying? You said the chat. I'm so worried about all the technical stuff like that I'm usually supposed to be worried about. Then you get here and I'm like, yes, we can be heard, we can be seen, the picture's crisp, and you like the chat. Then my mind was like,
and you join us on Instagram, hit the link in the bio, and that'll put you on the YouTube live joint.
Welcome to the Shire Instagram.
Yeah. Who is that? Who is that? What's up, Cardi? What it do, gang?
What up, bro? See, that's what I'm talking about. See how far we have to go? No, we need an actual producer. So if
Yes.
anybody out there is interested, like right now, we do everything. We do everything, which makes it so difficult for us to have episodes because we haven't had episodes since April, I think.
It's been something like somebody just asked me today too.
November, and
God.
it's tough because you and I are the sole operators of this program.
So we gotta like record, edit.
Yeah, so we record, we edit, and sometimes there's times we got time to do that. Sometimes we just don't because we also have daily. Now that hot spot has got to go.
Yo, so in case you all have not figured it out, Sean is a perfectionist when it comes to the video ish.
I promise I'm gonna fix it next time.
Don't worry about it, Jay. You good?
I promise I'm gonna fix it. You good? Damn. Can you start over there with me?
I got you, sir. I'm dying.
Okay.
You solid?
Yeah, I'm good. Bro. And it's not for the Instagram. It's for the.
I'm with it.
That shit look crazy. But you see how the hot spot isn't that big, but because if it was huge, it would look like I had a halo right now. Yeah. But it's just like, oh my God, bro.
Video production. This is why I learned all the video. The video stuff. Working for Sean.
So. Welcome
to Sean. Talk about shit.
And we just wanted to get together in this post-election madness.
Yeah.
I think Sean and I both were talking. We expected. We had a gut feeling what was going to happen.
Yes.
That man was not going to lose again. Like have you? So I liken it to. Have you watched the movie Shooting Stars on Peacock? About LeBron James, him and his team. When they were kids.
But it sounds interesting.
It is very well. You should watch. It's very well done. It's a movie, and it stars the kid that plays LeBron is the star of the movie, but the kid that drives it is the smallest kid, the black kid from Stranger Things.
Okay,
he's the guy that's kind of like that moves the movie along. And there's a scene in the movie. They were being recruited by the private black school in Akron. But the kid didn't want to go because he wasn't going to play varsity. They were all really nice. And because he was undersized, they wasn't going to play him.
Okay.
So they went to the white Catholic school.
Same
Vincent. Yeah. And he went there. They ended up balling out. So they had a game where they played the black school that was going to turn him away, and then he was getting fired up. And there was one point in the movie he looked into the camera. He was like, "We not losing." Period. Like he looked in the camera. That's what happened.
Yeah.
With the last Tuesday's election.
I mean,
like that's what happened. We not losing. That's what he already knew. Like, cause like, did he even say anything on election day?
No.
Like, cause he
did.
Okay.
He did.
I'm talking about like during the actual when people were supposed to be voting, not post. Like, no. He was cool. He was calm, as opposed to a few years ago when he was running against Biden. That's what was tweeting all day about election. Well, actually, he did tweet about Philadelphia. He did say something about election fraud in Philadelphia, and he said the police were on the way. He did say that. So I don't know, but yeah, man.
You gotta think about how Buddy played the game, though.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, remember, the whole time we've been doing this podcast, I've been saying that if you're not intentional about your strategy, then you're gonna lose the people. Like, you're not intentional about catching Black Americans. You just like, oh, Black Americans. Then he sent Obama with the Pookie message and shit. Like, that's what he do. He show up. He's like, oh, Pookie, go call your cousin Pookie. Yeah. I don't have no cousin Pookies. I'm pretty sure he don't either. Yeah. So please stop, right? Yeah. But you came in and you are disrespecting a whole bunch of people, right? Think, Sean, we both got daughters. They ain't granddaughters. Gang, you think I really want to have the lady who want to be the president of America, right? Having like people twerking. You can't even finish your song because it got words in it that don't belong here. It's inappropriate.
Words that ain't presidential for sure.
Absolutely. So when you think about Black Americans, bruh. The Megan Thee Stallion song literally is big titties, curvy waist. Right? Glorilla's record is like I don't got a nigga and the nigga ain't got me. Like, who cares? Right? We talking about the election. So when we think about how Black American people are tied to music as far as election goes, we do kind of harken back to the civil rights movement, but those voices were songs about freedom.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And those songs put you in the mindset of uplifting the idea of freedoms.
Absolutely.
Right? What the hell is big titties, curvy waist, body, yada, 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 you gonna do for your voting?
It's a long way from keep your eye on the prize. It's a long way, bro.
Keep your eyes on the prize. Oh, no.
Yeah, Glow is a long way from that, bro. But yeah, so I've been obsessed with following coverage in the post election. So what and I've been listening to people like Van Jones, people like that I'll usually listen to, but they do have an inside track, Charlamagne, because they know these people, they're getting the inside word. Even though I don't really care for their style of doing things, they do have some they have sources. And apparently, Kamala Harris's party, the people that were running her campaign were very arrogant. Liken it almost back to when Hillary ran, when Hillary had this mentality of it's my turn.
Absolutely.
And I don't feel like that Vice President Harris took on that field, but I think she allowed her people to allow that field to live. And that hurt her tremendously.
Yeah, well, all right, so let's think about America. Like, remember, Sean, we American people, right? Let's think about American politics from the actual lens that it is constructed with, right? It was Hillary Clinton's turn. Barack Obama jumped the damn gun. Everybody know that, right? Like, I tell my mom that all the time. And if he had not jumped the gun then, you wouldn't be in the political position that you're in right now, because he would have carried everybody from 2016 into 2024. And right now, you just fucking pick whoever you want, and they'd be able to walk into the presidency. Right. But the lady is not tied. I don't want to say a lot about her. Like, the vice president she's not tied to Black America enough to understand how the voting culture of Black America works, right? Yes, Black America's just gonna vote. We're gonna vote for the things that we want. This year, people woke up a little bit more, right? Because there was specific targeting by the Republican Party to target Black males, right? When we look at how people voted, we look at 81% of Black males voted Democratic, right? 92% of Black females voted Democratic. So it wasn't necessarily about the voting. It's about how other people are relating to Black America.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
Like nobody else is here. They not coming for us.
Right.
We have to be our own voting block and vote for things that are tangible for our community, because other than that, people come in, shoehorn the things that we're supposed to get, take them to their communities and tell us we got to wait again.
Yeah. So the one thing that really kind of irked me a little bit, like with the whole campaign, her campaign process, I really didn't like Joe Rogan. Say what you want about Joe Rogan. He got one of the top 5 podcasts in the world.
Him on the podcast world.
Yeah, in the world. He's that guy. Donald Trump went on there, did 3-hour interview, got 48 million viewers. That's more than that's more than the Super Bowl with 2 bad teams.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Sean. Absolutely.
The whole 3 hours, you had 48 million people or more watching.
Absolutely.
Apparently, he reached out to her to come on the show, the VP, and her team said she was too busy. Those are people you need to try to reach. Even though you're not going to change their mind, at least they hear you.
How you know you're not going to change their mind?
You might change some of their mind. You're not going to change all their mind, but you didn't give your chance a shot. You didn't give yourself a shot. You
didn't try at all. But the thing is, right, like, Joe Rogan reached out to her and said, come be on the podcast. She said, she didn't even deny it. She was like, okay, well, her team didn't deny being on the thing. They said, you could come to us and get 1 hour, or we could come to you and get 1 hour. The show is 3 hours. Right. So you're going to streamline the time. So that means I'm not going to be able to really ask questions that I want to. You're not going to be able to really dive in because you have an agenda.
Right.
But then the understanding, again, not knowing Black America, I'm going to get on Club Shay Shay.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's going to do the same thing that Joe Rogan's podcast is going to do.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So it's not just the Club Shay Shay thing. Because the Club Shay thing, that was only an hour too, right?
Right.
And then I listened to her on Howard Stern, which was also just an hour. So that must have been the standard thing for her campaign. Just hour. Because I listened to it. I listened to the Howard Stern interview with her. It happened about 2 or 3 weeks before the election. I listened to it about 4 or 5 times, and he did not have the time to really dig in. And Howard Stern's a really good interviewer.
He's a wonderful interviewer.
But he did not have the time. You could tell there were certain things he probably couldn't. They probably asked him not to touch. There were, I've heard him do hundreds of interviews.
Absolutely.
And I know he has the ability to dig deep and get people to answer questions.
Absolutely.
And I feel like he didn't get that. Like it was more so about a lot about her mother, God rest her soul,
May have been real before blessing. We got it.
Her, going to the Sphere in Las Vegas to watch U2. Like nobody want to hear about that. They did get into the politics stuff, but it was soft politics.
When you talking to a politician, nobody cares about your personal life. All right, I'm gonna be honest. You a politician? Listen, you a politician. Nobody cares about your personal life because I don't care. You're not there. I'm not there to care about your personal life. You're not there to care about my personal life, but you are there to care about the things that make my personal life personal, right? I don't have to like you. You don't have to like me. You don't have to be a likable person. What I gotta like is your politics. I gotta like how you taking care of my family as the face of the person that's supposed to take care of my family because I don't work in the government.
Now, the other thing I don't like is the Monday morning quarterbacking that her people are doing, talking about, we didn't have enough time. Then you shouldn't have taken the nomination if that's what you thought.
Absolutely.
If that's what you really thought, you shouldn't have jumped in the race. Like,
I talked to my mom like the day after election day, right? Like my whole first of all, I didn't like how the vice president was running her campaign. But then to have Howard University, right? I'm gonna say it out loud. The Black Harvard, right?
Yeah.
That's how people consider it. To have Howard University, your alma mater, a school that you did not go down there and do nothing with the students. They're doing the city and about the housing situation. You shut down the entire campus, took over the yard, had all them black folks out there waiting to celebrate, and they was grooving and the music was playing. And then when you were losing, you didn't even come outside to tell everybody, hey, thank y'all for coming out here.
And she didn't address
left, gang. Then the campaign manager came outside and said, she's not coming out. And then she addressed the people to come back the next day so I could address you the next day.
Oh, no.
What is we doing? What part of the game is that?
That's some elitist stuff right there. But, for me, it's like, okay, we don't want to beat up on her because she did,
Absolutely.
She did her thing. She's been a good vice president. But it's like, for me, it's like also, you know how to win a campaign. You know how to win a big-time campaign.
Absolutely.
Every campaign you've been a part of since you were the state's attorney.
Yeah, absolutely.
Has been huge. So you know how to win. And I understand the presidency is a different beast. But why wouldn't you bring some of those things that were successful? Like when you were running for state's attorney in California, did you have E40 come to your rally?
Absolutely. E40 would.
Did you have Too Short?
You know she ain't do that.
Like, so why the hell would you bring? And then why would you only bring female artists? Like, why would you like?
Because
you're losing. You don't have a base with black men. I voted for her. I voted for her because I thought she was the better choice, and I thought she was going to do some good things. And I was really hyped about the $30,000 tax credit for starting a business. About to start 4 or 5 and everything. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with, but you're a veteran under the president-elect, so you're still gonna be solid.
Yeah. So it's like I couldn't. So I'm a creature of habit in my life. I don't like when people introduce new things into my life that don't make sense to me.
Absolutely.
Because I have a formula that has been successful for me for 46 years.
I'm with it.
So I might listen to you, and I might indulge you.
I might listen to you.
But when it comes to certain things, like I hear you, but I'm not doing it, if that makes sense, because I know how to win in certain different arenas.
Absolutely.
And I think that she got away from what it was that helped her win those elections in the past. Even with President Biden, she was She was the adrenaline. When he announced her, she was the one that the shot of adrenaline.
I agree, but we had to ask ourselves, why did that happen even? Right? Like, President Joe Biden was not the actual candidate that people wanted. They chose him, and they told all the Democrats, hey, look, you got to vote for this guy, because he's going to save democracy. Right? Like, we're not even voting for people based on policy no more. And then he got on Burgers Club, like, look, if you trying to decide between me and Donald Trump, you not black.
Right. Yeah,
You're not black to say that.
He did say that.
Right? But it's this understanding that black people have to do this. We want something. Right? Those of us who descended from chattel slavery still don't have shit as a community. Right? We need the stuff. Like, we need the tangibles that's going to help the community. Work. Right? Like, the idea, when people demonize people who sell drugs, right? They don't take into the understanding that this person they might just be indulging in a neighborhood business. They have watched some of the best hustlers hustle. Right?
You're saying that's their basis.
That's it. If they was watching stockbrokers all day long, if everybody in the neighborhood was stockbrokers, they would be like, you know what? I cannot wait to turn 18 and jump on the floor and start trading stocks. But they don't do that because the guy over there is making a good piece of bread, and your mama is a single mom, and she keep telling what you can't have.
Yeah.
Right? We got to fix it. We can fix all of this, though. And it really is just with the power of voting and legislation, though, for real.
So I did pull up some numbers. I did pull up the numbers from a source, a media source that I consider to be in the middle, CBS. So here are the numbers.
I can do the black people by myself. I know them by heart.
Give me black men.
Black men is 81%.
Just under 77.
77. Okay. All right.
Black women.
92%.
91.
All right.
You there. So to me, the thing that really killed her within it was women were damn near 50%, 53 to 45. So how can they be mad at us? Have you seen that?
Yes.
They mad at us.
Yes, it's a lot of women, from what I understand, they're telling they guys that they can't have sex for the next 4 years because of the election results.
Oh, you need to find you some.
First of all, that's not even policy. We're not even talking about policy, right? And for those people who keep trying to frighten people into abortion conversation, remember that the former president, who is now the president-elect, said he did it for states to have the right to codify it in their constitutions. I'm telling you that Maryland, on election day, it's done. It's done. So I don't understand, man.
Yeah. So 77% of black men voted. 21% went Republican. You good? Latino women, 60% for Harris, 38% for
absolutely
for Trump. Women 18 to 29, 61% for Harris, 37% for Trump. This was the interesting one to me. College degree, 55% for Harris, 42% for Trump. So what does that say? And of course, no college degree. That was Trump. But 56 for Trump, 42 for Harris. But the no college degree for me is I think that category is mismanaged and not looked at for what it really is.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of 18-year-olds that just graduated high school that don't have their college degrees and
Absolutely.
degrees and for the first time.
Absolutely.
But when we think no college degree, we think of
49-year-old dude sitting on the porch with no job.
With no job.
I just can't wait to pick up these cans and boxes to recycle.
Factory.
Absolutely.
That's what it automatically goes to. But no college degree doesn't mean that. There is some people like that in that base, But most of those kids, it's a lot of kids that graduate high school that just turned 18, or they're in college, they're in their junior, senior year, they still don't have the degree yet.
Yeah, well, to be completely honest, I think I talked about this before, but the first year voters are always the biggest block of voters that we have in America because it's been 4 years, right? It's been 4 years since the last time we voted, and it's a whole bunch of people have now turned 18 during them years, right?
Yep.
So they always the largest block of voters, or a good large block of voters. But something that you did talk about, though, there are people who do work in those factories that don't have college degrees.
Right.
And the Democrats did not campaign towards them.
No.
I was just telling somebody else earlier, right? I had breakfast with somebody this morning who wanted to have breakfast with me because of the election results, right? She wanted to get my take on it, right? And he was like, okay, well, he's asking me some good questions. One of the things that we talked about was just that, right? Like, here are these people, right? When President Trump was the president the first time, he would go and visit he just would have rallies. You was the whole president, but you would go have a rally, right? And it was like this idea of being seen by the people, always telling the people what he's doing for them, right? So that he could be endeared to those people, right? This presidency that we are in right now, Joe Biden, didn't do none of that. They wanted to have a hands-off presidency where like the people could just kind of do their own. We need to see the president. We need to have the president coming and talking about championing the things that he's done. We haven't seen that from these group of folks. So when it came to voters coming, right, those people who need the most convincing didn't get it because you didn't go see them intentionally.
I agreed. And also you got to think like the last time that Donald Trump was the president, those kids that weren't voting didn't have to go to physical school.
They didn't.
Even though that's what they remember. Like, you know, it's like, oh shoot, we got to essentially work from home. Like,
that's it.
Maybe we can get that again.
I mean,
I don't want it again under the circumstances, but you know, like I know for a fact when he ran in 2016, I know for a fact that there were people that voted for him that were 18 getting there because they remembered him being on the host of The Apprentice.
The vast majority of voters from that year said that.
Because they remember him they liked him from The Apprentice, and he was the man. He was presented. He was in WWE. He was he was that A-list guy and they were like, oh, cool. He knows what he's doing on The Apprentice. Let's give him a shot. You know, and they voted for him because of that.
Before The Apprentice, America did a really good job of convincing America that Donald Trump was a wonderful businessman. He got hotels in damn near every city, like every major city in America. We already thought this guy was the guy. You all platformed him with The Apprentice, made him likable on television. Even though everybody said, oh, he's unlikable, you all made him palatable.
Right.
Once you made him palatable, what happened?
Right. Exactly.
He ran for the presidency, and the presidency, people be forgetting that shit is about the popular vote, right? The electoral college is cool, but it's about the popular vote. He didn't even have to realistically, he didn't have to go through the electoral college for this one. Did you see how the numbers was?
It was a slaughter.
It was crazy. Like the whole middle of the country just went red. Like
slaughter. Yeah. By the way, Happy Veterans Day, bro.
Happy Veterans Day, my brother. Yeah, thank you for your service, man.
Your service.
All right. Shout out to the Army and the Navy and the Air Force and the Marines, the Coast Guard. I don't know if y'all been to space yet, so I don't know. Are y'all veterans? Is it any veterans from the Space Force yet?
I think the Space Force, the last time I checked the numbers, they had just over 3,100 people in the Space Force.
Bruh.
That was 2 years ago.
Bruh.
So I don't know if it's...
Sean. 3,100. We had 3,100 on 35th Signal Brigade on Fort Bragg.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. I know the Space Force is still active.
All right, Space Force.
Still going to say Happy Veterans
Day.
Day.
Happy Veterans Day, gang.
You ain't know. I was told something.
What did they... Sir, wait.
You ain't know.
There's so many questions. Where did y'all come from?
They're in the Air Force, though. The Space Force is in the Air Force.
So this was just StratCom, basically.
Pretty kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like the Marines are the Department of the Navy.
Got it.
Yeah. And the major separation between the two of us is we eat breakfast, they eat crayons.
Hey.
I love you.
I'm done. Yeah. That's real.
Their birthday, they just had a birthday.
They did. Happy birthday, Marines. Happy birthday. I'm sending over 64 pack of purple crayons to the highest ranking purple person in my neighborhood.
I'm on Crayola ass for that simplified red. Give me that simplified red, baby.
All right. I'm sorry. I mean, listen, in real life, man, like this election was what it was, right? It did polarize a lot of things, right? But it truly let me see that one party in this election was about punishing a person, and one party was really trying to talk to the people to see, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. If the people wanted something that was real.
Yeah. I was not expecting the numbers.
Me neither.
I was not expecting.
I definitely expected him to win, but I did not expect the numbers.
And the weird part is, I kind of knew by 10:30 because my man John King on CNN with the magic board, he was like, "It's not over yet, but that's a lot. That's a lot of red." He said that. And this dude been covering elections since
forever, dude.
He said that. I said, "Oh God, like it's over. Let me go to sleep." I knew it was over, bro. Like,
bruh,
it was a shellacking.
Bruh.
Like, I don't know, like, but you know what? It will rebound. We'll be fine. We'll see what happens over the next. Presidency is really only 2.5, 3 years. Then you start campaigning. So I'll tell you what my supervisor told me. Liken it to a ship in the Navy going full speed. It takes a long time to slow that ship down to change direction.
That's it.
A long time. You don't just do that on just because it ain't a speedboat. America ain't a speedboat.
That's what I'm saying.
Big ass. What are they? Big ass nuclear carrier.
Yes, and I mean
that's rooster tailing. That's how fast we're going through the ocean. Like, so
sound very Navy right there. Say rooster tailing.
Yeah, rooster tailing. Like, probably got too much nuclear power if you rooster.
Hey, don't rooster tail out there. I'm gonna use that shit in a sentence every now and then. Are you rooster tailing over there? What are you doing?
But it takes a long time to slow down a ship that's going this size, and to turn it to a different direction. So,
absolutely.
Be patient. We'll be fine. For all my people that's talking about leaving the country, I'm gonna miss you.
Absolutely. Space.
I will miss you. I'll try to visit, but
I'm not visiting you.
It's just like
putting up a bounce house because there's gonna be extra space because you're gone.
We've been in. For me, it's like I get it, and I get the rights. I get the rights to be. It's terrible. The whole women losing the possibility of women losing rights and say their body is horrible. Nobody wants to be in that situation.
That's why all of the states that had an opportunity to vote on it voted on it. Well, that's not even they just don't want the feds to be in control of it.
Exactly, and that's what I was saying the other day. He can say all that he wants, but it's up to the states to actually say, yes, this is what we're doing, or no, this isn't what we're doing. So,
and
with COVID, like the federal gave the funds, but they didn't tell the states what to do with it. It was on the states to do what they wanted. Like he even said it. He was like, "Oh, that's on the state level now. That ain't up to us." Like, so,
which is okay for all of my people who don't know about politics. Let me school you to something real quick. Conservatives for the past 30 years, right, have been leaning into deregulation, right? They want to deregulate the government. They want to take some of the overreach that the government has away from the government. When people talk about it, they give it the boogeyman scary vibes, right? Just so you know, currently, right, you can listen to the president-elect say it. He said it 3 or 4 different times. The reason why he want to get rid of the Department of Defense the Department of Education is because the Department of Education gets about $84 billion every single year. And there are schools in America predominantly in inner cities that don't get any funding at all. And then they take the funding and they move it to other schools in different spaces. And then when the parents who want to, and these is not only black kids that's not getting this education. These is poor white kids too. So when these kids want to go to these schools that got the money, right? The Department of Education is saying, no, you can't because you live in that district over there. So we got to lean into at least seeing what it looked like because we've been doing it the other way, right? Yeah. What does it look like to do it in a different fashion just to see what it could do, gang?
So I went to help you in that argument. I went to Baltimore City Public Schools from elementary school to middle school. Then my family moved to Baltimore County, and then we went to a county school after that. For high school, I was in county school. Whenever I was in Baltimore City Public School, it didn't matter if it was Harlem Park, it didn't matter if it was Callaway, it didn't matter if it was Garrison Middle. No matter what, anytime it reached over 80 degrees, they closed the school. I haven't now, mind you, I graduated from Garrison Middle School in 1996.
Sean, they still doing it.
1993 was when today, with all the technology and the ease of adding HVAC, and whatever, it's easy. I get it. It was hard at one point, but now it's not. We lost us. But hold on. It was easy at one point. Now it's not. There we go. Now it's not. I mean, it was hard at one point. Now it's really easy. Why are these kids still getting out of school when it gets 80 degrees in Baltimore City? When I went there 40 years ago, it was like 35, 40 years ago when I was there, they still doing the same thing today. Where's that funding going?
It's going to all right. So y'all watch. Well, a lot of people watched as they start setting up these charter schools because they was like, we're gonna build charter schools because it's gonna help the poor kids be able to go, and they had what they was doing was stealing public school funds, moving them into charter schools, right? And they just giving the teachers a better salary, but they not educating the kids. They're just really taking this valuable education away from these kids. Excuse me. You couple that with the fact that Black American kids who already didn't have nothing have to now share resources with people who came into the country that did not come in a legal fashion, right? And people are consistently taking care of those people and saying, y'all don't really matter. That's a whole issue, man. Like, I was telling the same person that I was talking to this morning, right? And several people have heard me use this analogy. America, just imagine the earth, right? The world as an airplane. The entire world is an airplane, right? Boom. Let's imagine that climate change is the thing that's taking this airplane out the sky, right? It's falling. There's never going to be a situation where any one of the flight attendants on this flight will say, hey, America, before you put your mask on, go on over there to Poland, get them their masks, hit the Ukraine, right? Get everybody together, and then once they mask on, if you got time before we hit the ground, put your mask on. That'll never happen. Yeah. And until I elect officials to look at it from that standpoint, because every other country is doing that, right? When people have poor people and they like, well, shit, you want a better life, you can go to America, right? Like, they're encouraging people to come here. Yeah. We can't, we got our elected officials have to look out for us first. Yeah. And if you're not doing that, then you don't deserve the right to be a legislator for people in America. That's not real.
Speaking of planes, did I ever tell you the story? Like,
oh my gosh.
Growing up, so
this tell me was in a plane crash?
No, not at all. I wasn't in no plane crash.
Okay, got it.
But when I was on a plane, and I always growing up, I always thought that if I heard the phrase, "Oh my God, is there a doctor on the plane?" I always thought that I was springing to action.
Not even the doctor. He's gonna jump up and do doctor shit.
I can figure some shit out. Cause like
I slept at a hospital last night.
The person already dying. What's the worst that you can do? Save them?
You right.
That's the best.
Sean, that was some really good thinking right there.
The person already dying. So I'm on a plane in Mexico to my brother's wedding a couple years ago. Dude drank too much. Then he took his medication. I woke up. I had on my Bose headphones.
Noise cancer.
Well, I heard his wife slapping the shit out, like slapping him.
But he's dying on the plane.
Start going crazy, and then the stewardess came over and was like,
"You can't say that. You gotta say flight attendant."
Oh, I'm sorry. The flight attendant came over and was like, Is there Logan? Is that you? Come here, baby, because you were here for this. Come here, hurry up.
What up, Lo?
Hey, come here, baby.
What up, gang?
Come here. All right, this is my daughter, Logan. Say hi, everybody.
Hello.
All right. Do you remember when we went to Raphael's wedding and we flew on the plane, that man passed out right behind us? And the woman said, "Is there a doctor on the plane?" How did that make you feel?
Like I was in a movie.
Right. And you felt like you could do something, though, right?
Like Soul Plane.
Yeah.
I'm dying.
Okay. So did you feel like you could have actually done something, though? Because you was only like 14 at the time. 14. You didn't feel...
And that was my first plane ride.
Oh, so you had all kinds of stuff
going in. It's overly
You
emotional.
had all kinds of stuff going on. Okay. But, yeah. All right, baby. Thank you.
Thanks, Lo.
All right, Logan. That's my daughter, Logan.
Yeah, shout out to Lo. Huh? Grown, finna graduate from high school, whatnot.
Know, right? Yeah, where'd that come from?
That's crazy.
But I thought I could do something. But then so you remember the TV show Herman's Head? That's how my brain is. There are
Okay.
5.
I'm with it,
I have 5 people that I have formulated in my head that help me make decisions.
For all of you people who were not born back then, let's just call it Inside Out.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. Exactly. They stole that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. That's all Inside Out is Herman's Head.
Absolutely.
There's always the party dude in my head, and there's always dressed shitty. There's the sensible woman. There's the business dude who probably is me more. He probably is more of me. And then, and then there's a couple other people that just, just kind of think. In my mind, the party dude was like, "Fuck yes,
it's time. I've been waiting on this.
We are that doctor." Like, remember that episode of MacGyver? Like, or remember when we watched Anaconda and they did the tracheotomy on the boat and the dude was fucking wasp. This is our time, bro.
Oh my God.
And the other 4 people in my brain was like, "What the fuck are you gonna do? Like, you are a cinematographer." And as much as I wanted to get up, the rest of my body didn't move. And the rest of me was like, "What? What the fuck? Like, you're not a doctor. Stop this." And even if I'm on the road to being a doctor, but I still ain't gonna be the kind of doctor that can save your life.
Not a medical doctor.
What are you going to do? Okay, you're like, this is the thoughts in my brain. All 5 people had this dude, the fat dude that wanted to do the surgery, in a chair talking to him. Like, why? And they were trying to give us the reason. And if he would have given them a good reason,
he was going to say,
we was going.
Getting up, smacking buddy in the face.
He would not give them a good reason that didn't sound like anything other than the movie Animal House. So I sat my ass in that chair. Luckily, there was a doctor on the plane and a nurse.
Right.
The doctor and a nurse on the plane.
He said, "Hey, I'm an actual doctor, not that guy."
And but
did they save him?
Yeah, they saved him. He did. I was more worried that we were going to have to land. And it was going to be late to the vacation. But yeah, he was fine. And
well, it looked like he cared about it.
Yeah, he was fine. And he just drank too much, and he took his medication, and he passed out.
Don't drink and take your medication. Just say that on the bottle, cuz.
But yeah, bro, I was ready, bro. I was like, yo, anger. And oh my God, is there a doctor on the plane? It's always been mine. For some reason.
They should jump into action phrase.
That's my phrase, bro.
Yo,
that's my phrase. And
just so y'all know, I'm going to bust that shit out. We're going to be on the plane one day, and I'm going to bust that shit out from the back of the plane. Yeah. Oh my God, is there a doctor in the plane?
And by that time, I will be a doctor, and I'm like, yes. And I'll run up there, and I'm like, oh, not that kind of doctor.
Everybody's all bleeding out his eyes.
Yeah.
What do I do?
People would have to be very, very distinct, when they
absolutely
are around. But yeah, it was wild and it was crazy. And ever since I was a kid, I always thought if I heard that phrase, Fuck yeah, I'm ready.
Well, now you all know. If you see Sean in public, right, you want him to spring into action, just request a doctor at the loudest
it.
one of your voice.
That's it.
And with a little bit of disdain in it.
It was complete flight as the shit, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
so, speaking of fight or flight, Sean, right, you know, I be trying to get therapy every now and then, right? So, 3 years ago, wait, how long ago was COVID? That was
about 2.5, 3 years ago.
3 years ago, I'm talking to one of my therapists during COVID, and I'm like, he's like, Sean, do you know what fight or flight is? So yeah, he says the third response is freeze, right? Like, I don't have a flight or a freeze. My brain immediately goes into fight mode, regardless of the situation. Shout out to Chicago, Illinois, Brooklyn, New York, you on there? But like, I was amazed. He was like, Sean, it's crazy. You don't even, the responses that you give into these questions and scenarios, your brain is not even processing, right?
Yeah.
Running away or just being so shook by the thing that I can't do nothing.
Can't do nothing.
My brain is like, let's fight.
Yeah.
So
let's get
also, they're descendant of slavery, right? My ancestors was actually somebody's property, right? And they saw themselves much bigger than that. And they fought the system tooth and nail, right? They didn't try to circumvent it and go around it and do all this other, wild shit, right? They fucking fought the system that was oppressing them, right? And found some gains. And I know it was successful because now, anytime somebody want to find some gains, they fucking harken back to those people winning, and then they attach themselves to their glory.
Right.
So we solid, gang.
Yeah, we solid, man. We solid, yeah. But it's just the human brain is a heck of a thing, man.
Absolutely.
It is a heck of a thing.
Absolutely.
It is.
Mine is autistic and it got ADHD. So if you have ever had a conversation with me and you like, first of all, even when you all be listening to the podcast, you like, he started off like on topic, and then he just started going into the middle of nowhere. But then at the end, he's like, oh, then he bought it back. Like, that shit was all ADHD and autism. Like, it was happening in real life. And just so you all know, right, like neurodivergence looks different for different spaces. You dig? We gonna be all right though, gang. Just don't panic. Stop fucking panicking every time something don't go how you want it to go. Okay? Sorry for cussing, but stop panicking.
You good. I cursed all through that story, but it was like it was one of the moments, It was like,
is there a doctor in the house?
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if he's gonna do it.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm glad we're doing this. I'm glad we're live. Like, there's been several things happening in the sports world. We got about 10 minutes. We can talk a little sports, right?
Yes.
Lamar Jackson.
Let's you better fucking talk about it. Sean, just so people know, the night that Lamar got drafted, please tell people what I texted you, sir.
We had just drafted. Who did we draft? Ronnie Stanley? Was it Ronnie Stanley?
I think it was one.
I forgot who we drafted, but you were like, yeah, he was, and we had burned our draft pick, and I was like, well, another, we didn't trade out of the first round.
Yep.
We were notorious for trading out of the first round. If you're a Ravens fan, you don't even watch the first round because you know what's coming. And you texted me like, oh, don't worry, y'all about to trade back into the first round and get Lamar.
Y'all get the best quarterback in the draft.
I was like, I would love that, but it's not what Ravens would do. But I wasn't thinking. I've said this before. This was the last draft class of Ozzie Newsome.
Yep.
And he wanted to go out with a bang.
Absolutely.
And he did.
And when Lamar got drafted, right, I tweeted, I said, Lamar is going to make you all realize that you messed up, right? This cat is tracking for the MV3, sir.
Yeah. This Lamar Jackson is he's an excellent example of a person that is taking full responsibility and hands-on accountability for his ability.
Yes.
Like there ain't nothing left on the table. Oh, you were passing, but you left this out. Nah, he got it all, bro. Like the way he thinks the way and the way he thinks and the way he lets his body move, like your body just move.
That's what I'm
His
saying.
body just move, and the stuff that his body does is crazy. But now he's teamed that up with his brain, and you look at the games where he's got back-to-back perfect passer ratings. Every ball is a dime. If it's dropped, it ain't because it was over there. It's because it hit him in the hands and chest and they just dropped it. But the ball was there.
He caught 3 L's this season.
Yeah.
All 3 L's is due to people not putting the ball in their hands or the defense deciding that they want to give up 340 yards.
And quite honestly, as much as hard as it is to watch that as a Baltimore Ravens fan, because we were defensive, we built our city on defense, our team. But it's like, okay, give up 340. Like, our guy's gonna get 500. Like, it's like well, at no point do I ever feel like as a Ravens fan that I'm out of the game because of him. Like,
I said that.
Of him. Like, it's crazy. Like, I went to Cleveland to watch the game in Cleveland that we lost. And even though we were down with 3 minutes to go, I still felt like we was going to win the game. Like, and we did go ahead by 1 point.
That was a W. It was a dropped interception.
It was a dropped interception. There was a couple drop touchdowns. Like, there was a lot of drops in that game. But I never feel like we are going to lose as long as he's there. I feel like it's a W.
Yeah, absolutely.
It ain't nothing, and there's nothing anybody can do about
this guy is the best quarterback that the NFL has ever seen in the history of the NFL.
It's insane.
You should know it for 2 reasons. Everybody called Tom Brady the GOAT because he got 6 rings. That's the only reason why. 7 rings. Sorry, 7 rings. That's the only reason why they call him the GOAT. This guy said when he was retiring, Lamar Jackson is the greatest quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, they told him he next.
He the GOAT.
Yeah.
First of all, this guy has 4 different perfect passer games. You got 4 different games where you got perfect passer rating.
2 this year.
This the most in NFL history.
Was perfect on last Thursday.
Oh no, not the most. You tied for the most in NFL history.
For the most.
Right? Like, your company that you keep it, right? As far as being a quarterback, it's incredible. The names that they mention you with, like, you have surpassed people that people thought was incredible. They don't even talk about them in the same voice with you no more, right? They talk about how he compared to Vic when he first came in the league. This guy's been doing way better than even Vic was, right? He is what. All right, so if you've been following black quarterbacks forever, right? This is what Lamar Jackson is to me, and this is my humble opinion. Lamar Jackson is the arm strength of Doug Williams, right? He is the ability to read defense of Warren Moon and get it down the field, right? He is the scramble ability front to back of Randall Cunningham, and he's the scramble ability side to side of Michael Vick. This guy has all of the intangibles to be a wonderful quarterback. And then what he's doing for Baltimore is, shit, if y'all don't want to win, fuck it, I'll just go out here and win myself.
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah. And it's like, that everybody's like, oh, he shrinks in the playoffs, he does this in the play, he does that in the play. Like, miss me with that, first of all, because y'all still talk about Dan Marino like he was one of the greatest of all time. Dan Marino went to 1 Super Bowl. Dan Marino played for like 30 years. He does not have a championship. He's in the Hall of Fame, but y'all still talk about him like he's the greatest. Peyton Manning didn't go to the Super Bowl until his 9th year. His 9th year. And but people forget about stuff like that.
How many MVP?
But people forget about stuff like that.
How many MVPs did Peyton Manning have before he won his first chip?
I want to say 1 or 2.
Right?
Maybe 1.
We talking about a cat who, when you think about remember the MVP for the NFL, right? It's a whole bunch of positions that can get considered. This guy has been leading the conversation for 5 years. 2 of them years, he already won 2 of them.
Yep.
I'm just saying, man, Baltimore is in the wonderful position, and I told everybody, I know that I won't make it to New Orleans for this Super Bowl, right? Baltimore go to the Super Bowl, I'm throwing a party. We're going to throw a Super Bowl party. I don't care if it's gonna be in a park or something. I'm gonna put the screen up. We gonna watch the Super Bowl outside.
Yeah.
All right, because I want Baltimore. We winning this one, gang.
Yeah, if the defense can get right, hopefully Kyle Hamilton isn't hurt that bad because he got hurt pretty bad. He messed his ankle up pretty bad in the Thursday night game. But if we can shore up a couple of pieces on that in that back end and start putting pressure on the quarterbacks from our D line, it's going to be hard to beat them. Like it's already hard to beat them, but because you got to spot yourself. like we seen like the one game, what was it, Tampa Bay? We spotted them 16 points.
You just had 21
and
Thursday.
They rolled off. No, they spotted them 10 points. It was 10-0, and they won the game. And then by the fourth quarter, it was 41-10. Like,
bruh, just think about Thursday night, Sean. You was down by a lot of points, 21 points. And you just won the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
The other team, the Bengals, ain't scored no points in the entire second half.
No, they did.
I mean, in the entire fourth quarter. You just ran through and that's all. You just won the game, sir. I'm just saying, sir, that's a whole different feeling. And in terms of championship, like people not winning championship, two things I'm gonna say. Number one, Michael Jordan had to go through the Pistons. Yeah. The Pistons used to beat Michael Jordan in the head every year, and then one day we won, and the Bulls ain't looked back after that, right? But then secondly, Lamar Jackson is a whole different conversation, right? We really are trying to like, if you watching this guy, you are really watching history in the making, right?
Absolutely.
That loss that he took to Patrick Mahomes at the beginning of this season, right, was the signal that he's going to beat Patrick Mahomes at the end of the season in order to either go to the Super Bowl or go to the go deep in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I agree, man. I agree. So, well, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, we was live.
Yeah, we were live for the first time. First time we went live, I think it went well.
Absolutely.
I got to get my switcher out so we can get a little laptop going in here so we can do some stuff.
Yeah.
So I do have I figured out a way to do that. So
appreciate y'all.
We just want to try to go live this time, see how it looked, see how it felt.
Yeah, it looked like the podcast, sir. I feel very podcasty right now.
That's a pretty decent shot.
You
Some
did.
things I can work on. But
Here we go. Told y'all with the production.
I'm trying to hit the pillar of excellence in the next shot over there.
Yeah. So. Hold on. You gonna miss it, YouTube. But look, Instagram. Look, this is all Sean. Look at that. Y'all can see it, man. These is Emmys, gang. And
yeah. Next time we come back, we got to do an all sneakers. Let's do an Army Navy game special from the good this year, and then let's do an all sneaker review because next year is gonna be fire with the sneakers.
I'm with it.
And the Columbia Blues 11s.
Yeah, Columbianas. Yeah,
they come out.
Them Wu-Tang dunks just came out too.
Yeah. I heard that they like rocks though. Like somebody said they were really heavy, but dunks are high top dunks are like
always.
They like bricks,
but they look so heat, and they got the dub on the bottom, like the Wu-Tang.
Too much Steelers shit for me going on. Too much Steelers shit.
You already know. I'll be like that when they look like Green Bay right there. I'm not wearing that.
Too much Steelers stuff for me, but it's all good. Bro.
Yo, thank you all for hanging out with us, man. Sean and Sean. Oh man, we almost did it up under our actual pictures too. But Sean and Sean, y'all. Thanks for hanging out with us. You did. It was fun. It was real. And it was real fun. My brother, here's to 3.5 years of watching what the electorate is going to do.
We'll see, bro.
Yeah.
I always got a plan, though. Always got a plan. Like
mine is to be black inside of America and figure out what the hell is going on. You dig?
But on low key, for my middle class people, you are going, as much as it's going to hurt, you're going to have to step up your hustle game. The taxes are going to get increased. It's not going to get easier. You're going to have to find other ways to supplement your income. You're going to have to start businesses. You're going to have to do things to bring in more money because I know me right now, like every year I owe taxes. I'm like, how? Like I'm giving exactly what they told me to give. How do I owe $11,000? Like so,
we gotta create some more taxpayers.
Yeah, so that's what it is. Like but it's gonna be tough, but you're gonna have to step it up because things are going to get harder for us in the middle class. It ain't never been easy for us.
Yeah, I mean, We gonna get through it, man.
Yeah,
What's the song go? We gonna be alright. We gonna be alright.
That's the rapper she should have had. She should have had Kendrick. Like, that's who she should have had. Like, he got more campaign music than Glorilla.
This all I'm gonna say, Sean. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
There was a whole nother person that went to Howard University that was like pro-blackness all the way until we realized that she wasn't a black person. Rachel Dolezal.
Rachel Dolezal?
We in the same.
Rachel Dolezal went to Howard?
Absolutely.
Remember
when I went there to shoot that documentary, I was like, yo, Howard University does a wonderful job of exporting the black identity. Remember, I told you that. That's why. You go on their campus, you like, oh, shit, it feels black than a mug. But there's like a whole understanding that they given to the black people, to the people that attend universities.
Oh, wow. You know she changed her name to Kelechi Ogechi?
Who's that? You dumb as hell. Boy, you was stupid.